honesty in this game. One, I am anticipating, because these two clubs are senior rivals, I should say, they have been following themselves very closely. Initially, Odramchaku was in the race, but then they were kicked out. They lost all hopes of chasing in the title race to finish first in there is an Nile zone in there. So basically now it is between Total and Araka. Araka who sits top of the table, and Total is following very closely. Total has not given up, and this very game that Total is set to play with Araka, first of all, I want to look at the players. Both camps have no injuries at most, and these all players are experienced. Talking about the coaches, especially the one of Araka, he's also good. I don't think he will literally accept to lose in all the 3 points.
Mr. Onama Bosco.
Exactly, into the hands of Total, and this game is going to be at Bomayo. Adale said that. I would say that talking about the playground itself, it is Araka that has more experience over there is Total in using these very playgrounds. But then football is football. Anything can happen anytime. I am anticipating a very tough 90 minutes, and I am seeing this game go into penalties in after the 90 minutes.
I don't think there's going to be penalties because the team that wins there is getting to top for.
What if it is a draw
for
in
that? And we are seeing, of course, that means Araka will have to go through because Araka is already 1 point ahead of that is Total FC. So that means that they will go 1 point ahead of still Total. But a tough game. Now, I'm anticipating a lot of things. I'm anticipating high tension, a game with, of course, high temper. Two, I'm anticipating, of course, the fans turn up. That is going to be so massive. Because from Bidi to there, we would see a couple of things because Total is so organized. And then Araka will be at home. They will also have a very large turn up. In fact, the whole of Yumbe will be there. Places like... which other place? Midigo, and let's say the whole unit will be there watching this game because it's going to be whether this team would be. Remember, the rest of the teams completed their games, so this is one of the games that should be talked about. Decider game I'm talking about. So it is going to be also a very tough game to look into. Then officiation-wise, I would see, of course, the coaches, I mean the referees that have been doing very good assigned for this game, or one of the big referees for the game, who will be handling this game, because if you look at what exactly is happening, you would see that most of the times also officials or referees do have input in a game. So that means you will have to see them get the best out of this game. So it's going to be a tough game, I am seeing. At the same time, I am seeing also a lot of different sports behaviors that probably will be coming in the game. So those are some of the anticipations I'm having. But Onama Bosco is an experienced coach. He has a very good team that probably could bring up a very game to high, of course, quality. Total equally is a good team because all of them have been training to see that these games go very, very well. So I could be seeing the two sides display a very good football. Tough it is, but what exactly will be the cutting edge, of course, in this game? That means we shall need to see how the midfield, the strikers will be performing right there, because it is one thing that I believe that will show who is to who. I would love to get people's prediction so much on this for those who are following from the Facebook handles or the YouTube, because it is one big thing that I would really want to find out.
We have one prediction coming through from Paida. He's an ambassador of Pakwach Youngsters. He calls himself Muzamil Okura. You're watching us live and on your StarTimes screen. I would like to say thank you so much, Mr. Muzamil. And he says, I see Total winning in this game. Muzamil, this game is going to be a very tough one. But thank you for always following. Thank you for always catching. There is a West Nile TV. Big ups to you, Mr. Muzamil, wherever you are, and your family.
Yeah, a very tight one. But just like said, I'm saying this game will be a very good one. Yes, Araka has been there several times. Total is a new entrant, just like how the NEC Football Club, the Chitaras have done. I would love to see them also push there very hard. to see that they perform, because it's one of the interesting moments that someone will really want to see. What is this? Because just imagine Total has, we did show you that how they're working on their new grounds.
Exactly.
And them finishing up with that new ground at Bidi Bidi. Then football, regional league clubs traveling from here, Arua, up to Bidi Bidi, to the camp. To me, it will bring a lot of things, mindset change, even the refugees who are there who could be thinking negative coming into the game. And then more, it gives also morale to more of the players, maybe from the camp, to join in the team Total FC. I believe that would be one of the biggest things to talk about. But all in all, the game is coming. It's coming this Sunday. So of course, Onduparaka will be playing here, Boma FC. In of course, Yumbe, you will be seeing Raka playing the team of course, Total FC. It's going to be a derby, and you know what happens in a derby, I should say, because they're still in the Yumbe side, and a very tough encounter could see either team go. Maybe by now, because at least we saw Paida and Pakwachi youngsters how it was, not until Pakwachi slid off and left Paida to go smoothly. But for this is no one knows where they are.
This is a neck-to-neck chase.
So it's going to be a tough game really. I want to say it's a game to talk about. But all in all, we are expecting a very good, to the competitions, we're expecting good officiation. We're expecting the creme de la creme of the officials. I'm talking about the referees. Yeah. We're expecting very good match assessors who have been in this for good.
Highly profiled, highly experienced match assessor.
Yes, even a referee, at least that is okay, because you know what it means for this game, for the two teams. Let's have the game on a fair game, where of course you see this team has won on merit, not because of A, B, C, D. I will not want to hear again where you will say that the game has issues A, B, C, D. And God willingly, if all goes well, the team, of course, of West Nile TV could touch there and see how these games will be. But all in all, it is going to be a game that deserves to be watched and deserves to be followed, because it's going to be a game to look into. Now, with that, I want to say, moving away from there, we were supposed to have also hosted the public relations of Total FC, which I think I'm going to do before the D-Day, maybe tomorrow next. We can have maybe through a Zoom call or a phone call and see what he tells us right there, Mr. Hakim, the public relations of that is Total FC. And then I also want to get to Araka, and they tell us how ready they are for the game right there. And that means that we shall be waiting. And I know Muzamil will be waiting to watch maybe this game if it is going to be there. But I can confirm to you that it's one of the things.
Inquiring and asking almost every day, is this game going to be like? Is this game going to be like?
A lot of things, because Sunday programs are so tight. But we're working hard to see that this maybe should be one of the games to watch in there and decide that. Okay, we're leaving that there. Now crossing to, of course, how it is. Onduparaka's two players joined in the camp. I'm talking about the man by the names of Jarieko James, JJ, and Ibrahim, of course, Ibrahim Musa. He's into the team ahead of the encounter with the team of Boma FC right there. A tough game to talk about, and it is going to be one big one to also look into right there. And I've been in different media houses talking about the club, Onduparaka. But for now, I can give also to the viewer that, these two are back into the club. So we're expecting a very big one. And there's going to be a game between, of course, the fans of Onduparaka and the musicians or the West Nile artists. So for those who are far, please, if you are an Onduparaka fan are far, you should also come through and watch and also play with the team. That's another big thing that I can give you this very afternoon. But leaving that aside, we also do have things to do with now recruitment and players and the rest. How much have you heard about Anaku Sadat?
Anaku Sadat, I think...
Because when he left, went to Dunde United. Up to now, nothing big has yielded. I've not
And,
heard. Is he playing?
It has been quite some time now that news about him has gone off. He's completely silent. A few times ago, we've been literally hearing about the likes of Medea Innocent that crossed to Italy and the rest, the Senkes and all that. But then for Anako, I think all this time there has been no news coming through from him, by the way. We don't know whether he's playing, whether he has play time and all that. At least some of some other players, when they get to cross out, you get to hear information, the stories about them. Maybe they had an assist in the games they played, maybe they scored a goal and all that. But for Sadat Anako, I think literally all has been very silent about him, unless otherwise you have information to give us.
Of course, not much. That is one thing, because he has been so silent. I'm also asking just because very many are looking into where he is. I've gotten messages, but he has been one key player. Yes, he went to Dundee United. He was loved by the coaches, and the coaches were like, this is the player we need. And indeed, he's been so electrifying. If you remember the Anakusadat of 2021, 2022 was one big name that you could talk about. So right now, he is not with that is the team so much. Yes, his training is doing, but he's not that player to be talked about. Instead, right now, people talk about Travis Mutiaba, who also crossed over. He's getting by the play time at least. The last game where Zamalek was beaten, he played up to around 60 minutes, which gives impression that, yes, he's getting play time and needs to perform. So those are some of the things are coming right there. There's the last week where we did see, of course, Uganda men's 7 went on board to see that they play, but there's going to be what is called the fresh faces that have come into, that is the men's team that is going to be traveling for the Sevens Challenger 2024 finals finale in Munich. Now it's going to be a very tough one, as names have come in there, and this is going to be one of the biggest things. Remember, the news of the development was earlier. Riona, of course, quickly interpreted that to mean that Uganda would send at least a new look squad for that is the round of World Cup Rugby Sevens Challenger in there. Now, some of the names you could talk about include, of course, Mubarak Wandera, Alan, of course, Olanga, Alex Atuhira, Turinda, then Davis Shimwa, there's Mark Osuna, then there's Karima Arnaitwe, there's Aaron, of course, Tuke, then there's Timothy Mugisha, Roy Kizito, Dennis Etwa, and then Norbert Okenye, and then William Nkore, the captain of the team that will be putting there. That means Uganda will have at least 5 fresh faces to see that they will be participating. But all in all, in the 2024 Sevens Challenge, this Challenge Cup has a lot of things that you could be talking about. Rugby in Uganda seems to be one big one, dominated. If you go to Lugogo, you will see that a lot of things that keep happening are right there now. This time around, the Rugby Sevens are preparing in for the 2024 Seven Challenger Cup.
I think this is a very huge one, and when it comes to rugby, remember, we're doing so well. Rugby is one team that went into the All African Games and scooped gold medals to come back with. Both teams, there is the ladies' 7 side and including the men's 7 side. So basically, when it comes to rugby, trust me, I think this is the game that goes round the year. They don't have a season, maybe like from let's say from from September to May of the next year season and all that. No, maybe like athletics, which is done maybe once a year, or some other sports genres and all that. But this is rugby. I should say actually every week there is story, there is news. If they're not in Chandodo, they are in Kabale, or they're in Gulu, or they are where. So basically, rugby, I think, is played round the clock and 24/7 and all that, and that keeps every other person very energetic. That keeps every other person on form. You don't get to rest, and I think basically that is why the national team gets to do so well, and they're always into bigger things. They're always into bigger tournaments, and once they go there, you know that this is a done deal. They'll go there and probably win. You don't doubt it and all that, because they've always gone in there to win.
Now there's this of adding in, of course, new players or new faces in the team What do you think? Don't you think it's going to be affecting the rugby sevens?
Affecting, okay, bringing in new faces, to me does not affect, so long as they have been together. Most of these rugby players have a history somewhere down there.
True.
Matches, you don't find maybe two people in the same club and all that, but you'd literally find that from the grassroots somewhere, these two people that look new know themselves. Maybe they've ever played together somewhere, they've ever featured in one club and all that. So to me, I am literally not worried about bringing in new faces into the squad, because definitely they have been training together, they have been doing preparations together, so they might have a history somewhere if, of course, research is dug deeper.
All right, and now one of the biggest thing I should be saying is that for you who is watching right now, there's that activity that is going to be in Paris, where you will be having the Olympics that will be taking place. And our own Joshua Cheptegei, he has already started training, and he said he is ready to go and battle it for the 10,000 meters. That's the meters or the rest that he loves most in his, of course, participation. And indeed, it is going to be one of the biggest ones. During that is the last Olympic Games that took place in Tokyo, if you remember, in Japan. You did see, of course, Joshua, of course, Kipieru, who was one big one, Cheptegei, won 2 medals, and of course a gold in that is the 5,000 meters, and of course the 10,000 meters where he won a silver right there. Now he comes in this game prepared, and he say preparations are going harder. What do we expect from him? Do you think he's going to be achieving this back to back in the Olympics once again? Because he says 10,000 meters is his best.
Definitely, when someone approves of something, they know that this is something they've always done. This is something they're used to, and much as he has done this over the years, over time and again, we've seen him always going there, come back with medals. We've seen him go break his own records over the previous runs that he has taken. So basically, when someone comes through and says that this is his best, then know that they will definitely go in there and come out as the best. So when it comes to him, I always don't have any doubts, just like the guys of rugby. So basically, he will go there, represent, and come out as a winner, because he has already looked at himself as a winner. He says this is his best.
In a statement he made, he says, "I am training well and getting ready. The 10,000 meters is my favorite race, and I would love to give my best shot ever as I bid farewell to, that is, trucks." Cheptegei assured as he signed up with, of course, Infinix, a brand, as their ambassador. Now, what about giving hanging boots? Because the way he's saying is bidding farewell to, that is, the tracks, which is, of course, the runnings and the rest. Will that mean that Uganda needs to start preparing someone early, or is there somebody already?
I don't know if there could be someone, or basically most of these athletes normally when they're doing trainings, they keep pulling in someone to probably step in into their shoes when they are gone. But for Cheptegei, I've not quite been seeing him training with someone, maybe trying to bring up a young lad that would probably take over when he hangs his boots. And now that the news has come of him almost hanging in his boots, I think Team Uganda Sports needs to wake up and literally find out who exactly is going to come through and be a good replacement, a perfect replacement for that is Cheptegei. And to me, I think this is so early. We've seen people. We've seen people stay within their sports personality.
According
for quite
to,
some
of course,
time.
his I think he's 27 years of age, and you would say that is too early.
No, there are people who have gone past that age and are still in there. Okay, for athletics, it's quite a little bit hard. Age catches up, of course, the joints.
But I'm 28 now.
So when are you hanging your boots also?
For what?
That's why I said it's too early for him to hang in, because he's 27 or 28. So literally, he needed to be there.
So
age
if you
does
look
not
at me
go
and
with
him,
the
what
big
happens?
sporting. You will replace him maybe.
All right, that's one big thing. Of course, Cheptegei, maybe he said he wants to bid farewell. I don't know, bid farewell to what? The track events, and that means maybe he has gotten something, but he's an ambassador already of a brand that is also right there. Probably a lot of things, so we should be expecting different names come through right there. But all in all, we take a break. When we come back, we shall be discussing more over other stories that probably of course, trending in that is the world of sports, because we need to look into how to make the sports look better. Now, of course, in the Formula One, you did see during the weekend on Sunday, this time round, it's not neither Lewis Hamilton, not even Max Verstappen, who was through to the Formula One. For those who love following it right there, who do you think that was? So a lot of things that will be coming through, and that is the second half of the show, because this already takes us to half of an hour, and of course that means half of the show we break in there. Now when we come back, internationals and some of the national stories will be at our fingertips to give you all what exactly is happening. Owen Ezaga, Linda Susie, we say let's take a break.